10 places to visit in Scotland. For those looking for a memorable vacation or weekend break full of historical attractions, countless great cultural experiences, and other fun things to do, Scotland should rank highly on your list of great places to visit in the UK. Part of the appeal is the fact that as a relatively small country, its population is just over 5 million. You're never too far away from fantastic sightseeing opportunities and interesting places to go in Scotland. Those seeking world-class cultural events should head to Edinburgh, the country's capital. Here, you'll enjoy major festivals such as the Edinburgh Fringe, one of the world's leading art festivals. Best of all, much of the fun takes place around the magnificent Edinburgh Castle. Scotland is a land of legends and romance, from Robert the Bruce and Macbeth to lake monsters and the tragic Mary Queen of Scots. Number 10. Loch Lomond. An easy drive from Glasgow and easy to get to from Edinburgh too. Loch Lomond is a convenient place to visit in Scotland for those seeking a glimpse of some of the country's most iconic scenery. The largest body of fresh water in the UK, it's so picturesque that one of the country's leading writers, Walter Scott, famously labeled this magnificent stretch of water the Queen of Scottish Lakes. Gentle activities and pursuits include boat tours and cruises, and visiting attractions such as the Loch Lomond Bird of Prey Center. As popular a spot as it is for sightseers, Loch Lomond also appeals to those seeking fun outdoor activities. For adventurous sports, the big attraction is the spectacular Loch Lomond and the Troxax National Park. Number 9. Glencoe. One of Scotland's best-known glens or valleys, Glencoe is stunningly beautiful in its sometimes harshness. Located 26 kilometers south of Fort William, Glencoe is nestled between hills and mountains, including the pyramid-like Bua Chile Etiv Moor. As you travel through this U-shaped valley, be on the lookout for the monument commemorating the 1692 massacre at Glencoe when the Argyles ambushed the MacDonalds. Glencoe is very popular with hikers and rock climbers, with trails that are accessible from the road. Glencoe is especially popular with winter climbers and skiers, since it's the ski area closest to Glasgow. Number 8. Stirling. The historic town of Stirling is one of the best places in Scotland to serve as a base from which to explore the country. Situated almost halfway between Glasgow and Edinburgh, it makes for a great day trip and boasts plenty of rewarding things to see and do. Topping the list is stunning Stirling Castle, famous for once having been a royal palace as well as its role in the centuries-long struggle between Scotland and England. A visit to mini Edinburgh Castle includes a chance to explore the well-preserved medieval structure's grand halls and rooms. If you can squeeze a little more into your Stirling itinerary, include a visit to the neighboring village of Bridge of Allen, home to the Wallace Monument. Number 7. Isle of Skye. Another Scottish island to explore is the lovely Isle of Skye. Like Iran, it boasts a little something of everything that is Scotland, but with the advantage that it is connected to the mainland via road bridge. Part of the Hebrides in the northwest section of the Highlands, this large island is some 80 kilometers in length and is a nature lover's paradise, home to colonies of seabirds, seals, and other native wildlife, along with mile after mile of rugged coastline and spectacular hill views. Hikers and hill walkers in particular are well catered to, thanks to the island's extensive trail networks, which lead across romantic moors and valleys and up mountains. These include the Coylan Hills, which boasts some of the best views in Scotland. Number 6. Inverness. It's actually difficult to visit Loch Ness without seeing at least a little of Inverness. Whether you're traveling from Glasgow to Loch Ness or from Edinburgh to Loch Ness, this stunningly attractive city in the Scottish Highlands, situated at the east end of the country's most famous lake, is a favorite jumping-off point for tourists and independent travelers alike. And those in the know they should dedicate at least a little time exploring Inverness. If you do spend time here, whether for a few hours or for a few days, you'll find no end of fun things to do in Inverness. This moderately sized city is first and foremost very walkable. There are plenty of great Inverness attractions to enjoy on both sides of the river. Must-sees on the west bank include the attractive St. Andrew's Cathedral, and nearer the old city center, the Inverness Museum and Art Gallery. The museum is a must-visit for its displays, relating not just to Inverness, but for the whole Highlands region. Number 5. Loch Ness. Shrouded in myth and legend, Scotland's beautiful Loch Ness remains one of the country's top places to visit. Despite there being no definitive evidence that Nessie, the world's most famous sea monster, actually exists, That first glimpse of the water doesn't stop excited tourists from scanning the horizon excitedly, just in case. But even without a monster sightseeing, you won't be disappointed. Urquhart Castle is enough to make the journey to this highland attraction worthwhile. Built in the 1100s, the castle now lies in ruin after being devastated by fire some 500 years ago, but not before featuring in some of Scotland's most important historical events. Expect to spend at least a day exploring the old castle and other Loch Ness attractions. Number 4. St. Andrews. St. Andrews is well known as one of the world's top golf destinations. Golfers from around the globe make the pilgrimage to St. Andrews' 7 classic links courses. Drawn by the prestige of playing the world's oldest golf course, the par 72 Old Course, and the chance to play where so many golf greats have teed off before them. It's also one of the most dramatic courses. Its spectacular scenery, including a stretch of rugged coastline, and the attractive old clubhouse of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club. It's also one of the most dramatic courses. Its spectacular scenery, including a stretch of rugged coastline, and the attractive old clubhouse of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club. Number 3. Hebrides. If you like Scottish Gaelic literature and music, the Hebrides Islands is just a place to indulge your passions. An archipelago off Scotland's west coast, the Hebrides are known for this culture. It is here that George Orwell wrote 1984. The windswept islands have a quiet beauty to them. More than 50 islands, including the Isle of Skye, make up the inner and outer Hebrides. The islands have great beaches and you're likely to see seals and seabirds. Pack those hiking boots because the Hebrides is all about the great outdoors. Number 2. Glasgow. Situated on the River Clyde on Scotland's west coast, the city of Glasgow has, in the last few decades, reimagined itself as a major European cultural center. These days, its many excellent museums, art galleries, and festivals attract tourists year-round. It's a great city to explore on foot, thanks to its many lovely parks and pedestrian-friendly streets, especially if you also take in Glasgow Cathedral and the famous Glasgow School of Art. After exploring the city center, head down to the waterfront and the Riverside Museum. Glasgow has also earned a reputation for other cultural activities too. Highlights for theater goers include a chance to take in a play at the King's Theatre, partake in a little opera at the home of the Scottish Opera in the Theatre Royal, or a classical concert at the Royal Scottish Orchestra at the Concert Hall. Number 1. Edinburgh. If you're only able to visit one city in Scotland, make it Edinburgh. The country's capital is home to well-preserved architecture from a number of different periods of history, including medieval times to the more recent New Town area, much of which was built in the 18th century. A highlight of this newer part of the ancient city is simply wandering around the many elegant Georgian townhomes, taking in the Grass Market. This attractive pedestrian-friendly public square is popular for its shops, galleries, and cafes. Edinburgh is also an important cultural destination, hosting numerous popular events and festivals throughout the year. One of the largest art festivals in the world, the famous Edinburgh Fringe Festival, draws huge crowds, as do the Edinburgh International Book Festival and the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo, the latter held in the grounds of the castle.